happy Thanksgiving if you're American, and happy belated Thanksgiving if you're Canadian to those listening. It is Keltie, besides Savvy Everyone, the American-Canadian connection. How are you doing on Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm doing great. Future me is saying, whoa, she's going to eat some turkey cooked by her husband. That is one thing. He's not like he's not like, ooh, let's cook tonight. But turkey, the man's like, get out of the kitchen. This is my thing. And I'm like,
really?
Perfect. Yeah.
He loves cooking a turkey?
He loves to
Does
cook
he do like the deep fry one, or it's in the oven?
No, I feel like he'd hurt himself. It's like the oven. Yeah. And we've done it every single year, and he makes it, and then I'll make the mashed potatoes, or he'll make the mashed potatoes. He like loves doing it. I think he like likes to provide for his family, you know? So we have Dad's Giving. Anyone that has an idea with like, say you and your partner like want to have both of your parents there, like theme it. Like we did Dad's Giving. So our dads come this year. We are literally hosting 10 humans. Didn't plan on that, but it's happening. And let's hope I can fit them all in my house and that they don't want to kill each other. And I'm like, how does one shot for 10? It's going to be 12 humans, including us.
It's a lot.
That's so much. And I'm not one to like host, not social. So I'm like, wow. I mean, I'm social with my family, but I'm like, how does one entertain that much? I think I'm going to have to go to Costco multiple times. I'm going to like need to use Courtney's fridge when she's not home.
We don't realize, like, remember we would get like so frustrated how much stressed our parents would get about hosting Thanksgiving and stuff like that. We're just like, you just throw out like a turkey in the oven and people come over and we clean. Like, it's not that big of a deal now. The older you get, you're like, props to our parents for hosting like 40 people sometimes or some craziness and like all that. I'm like, it's a lot to even just like now. I'm like, oh, you got a time when you put the mashed potatoes in and when you got the like, it's a science. Yeah, doing Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Do you like to host?
I do and I don't. I don't right now because this is one of those things I love hosting. I love like I don't mind cooking like that, but I love like making a vibe. Like I love decorating the house and the music and the ambiance and having everyone make sure they've great. But living in an apartment, it's like cooking. We've talked about this. I love cooking. I despise cooking because I live in a small apartment. So like hosting, for example, in my place, like I don't mind like having you. It's like fun, but it's also I'm like, oh, okay, do you mind going in this corner and sleeping on this mattress and you get shoved here and it feels like so not fun? Do you know what I mean? Like the epitome, it's like I would love to you come over and have like all these nice baked goods and these and like so it's kind of like it's not fun hosting in an apartment, but one day I dream of hosting in my forever home. How
Could you imagine? I just pull up and Keltie's like, here's a kind of a banana bread and here's some chocolate croissants and you just have it everywhere. I feel like you're a great host. She placed out like cute little things I might want, like AG1, elements, little facial stuff, even gave me a little lounge set to wear while I'm here. I think you're a great host.
Yeah, I just wanted you to feel cozy. Like it's so nice, especially like I knew you were like traveling and I was like, it's so like, you know, you the end of your skincare is running out and I was like, your clothes are dirty. So it's like, you don't have something cute to like relax in this nice and clean and cozy. So I was like, I just wanted you to feel comfy in your
come out with the little goodies, the little pops. She's like, which pop would you like? I'm like, no, I'm okay. And then she brings it out and I'm like, I'll take a pop. Okay.
I knew you'd want one.
I'll always take a pop. But like in the moment, I'm like, I'm so full. I don't want it. It's like dessert. And then I'm like, well, if you're just handing me this, then I'll have it.
And it's nice and like that's why I was like, you don't have to just try sip. I was like, I just want you to have fun. You know what I mean? Like I never just feel like I'm not gonna sit there. There's nothing worse than someone who's like and it's like, why didn't you finish it? It's like, I just want you to have the novelty. Have the sip and if you want it or not, but there's nothing worse than someone taking you're like, and the guilt. I was like, I'll never guilt. I'm like, I'll put it. If you have one bite, it's fine.
That's like an old school family thing though. Yeah. Right? Like that grandma that's like, eat my food and they're like my stepfather-in-law tries to shovel food down our face. That's his love language, just feeding us. We're like, I can't hang with it. And he loves like any Italian food. His last name's Crabtree. And so he calls himself Carb Tree. And I'm like, I can only eat so many slices of pizza, Jim. And he's like, no, you're too skinny. Come on, eat it. And I'm like, I like want to cry.
True Italian, like, love.
Yeah, true Italian.
I love it. Like, that's so, like, quintessential. Yeah. Like, any, like, friend who I have who has, like, just classic Italian grandma saying you come over and, like, I'm going to be fed. I'm going to leave feeling thick and it's going to be nice. Like, it's so cute. I love it.
So, any Italians, invite us over.
Gladly. Oh, my God. I'm over in a heartbeat, but... I got a hot take. A question. Black Friday's tomorrow. Is it as, or maybe not anymore, is it as crazy as they make it on TV? Because I remember as a young kid, Black Friday didn't come up till maybe 10 years ago when we started online shopping truly became a thing. And then it's like, they're not just going to like deny the Canadians of like the same thing. You know what I mean? But we don't, and now we've kind of just caught up. But like we didn't have Black Friday growing up because our Thanksgiving's in October.
Yeah.
And so I just remember every once in a while you see the news and you'd be like, 3 people died this year being trampled away. And we're like, what are you guys doing down there? And like we have Boxing Day. We have Boxing Day, which is like the day after Christmas, and like it's all our Boxing Day sales. That's our big one. And we still have it, and like there'd be big lineups. But no trampling. So was it that crazy?
When I was a kid, yes.
Wow.
I mean, I never got trampled on, but there's definitely some moms and some reindeer onesies if you want to get crazy. Like, that definitely goes on. They get drunk and they just shop till they drop. But I mean, I never saw it too insane. But now I feel like society is so crazy. It would I would have anxiety going out for Black Friday.
True.
I feel like there's some crazy. And that's like so sad. The other day, I was at a Pilates studio, and this is like in Washington by myself. And this like really creepy guy approached, and they unlocked the door for him. And in my head, I was like, this is a stranger. Do not unlock the door, but okay. And he like had his like hand in his back pocket. And I was like super paranoid, and I was just watching him. And I went back into the room because I was like getting stuff to clean up my mat. And he was just like standing there the whole time with his hand in his back pocket. And in my head, I assume the worst, right? Yeah. Like he has a weapon. And I literally go up to the stranger, a girl, and I'm like, is this guy creeping you out? Do you know what he wants? And like, it's not like he knew anybody. It like the instructor had like kind of talked to him and then ignored him. It was just, he was just there with his hand in his back pocket. And she was like, I think he's selling plants from his truck, like his van.
So random.
I'm like, plants? We just got out of like Pilates. And so I was like, okay. And I just like, I literally looked for my emergency exit, and I told her, I was like, I don't know why I just get really creeped out. Like, I don't like his hand in his pants like that. Like, I'm just scared he has his weapon. She was like, no, me too. Let's stay in here. And then he like literally after 5 minutes pulls out a business card. I'm like, why did you keep your hand? Maybe he was nervous. Maybe he thought the instructor was really pretty, and he just got like all nervous. But
he's probably just like perfectly waiting for the time. You know when you do something awkward because you're like perfectly timed and you don't realize how awkward it looks? Like you said that.
Yeah. But in society now, it's like you have to think about that. You have to be aware that like people want to just attack sometimes, especially in America. It's like such a huge thing. So it's like sad, but I feel like I would get anxiety on Black Friday about that.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's one of those things whenever I go down to America, because my mind never crosses, like, obviously there's guns in Canada, but like I never have to really think about it. Like at point you just go down the street and like the worst is like, oh, you know, with a knife or just someone might just like jump on you. Obviously things can happen, but like that's not your front take. For like every once in a while I'll be walking down the street, if I go to Vegas, I'm like, half of you can have guns right now. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such like, just like not an experience. I know. And I was like, and I forget every once in a while, like, yeah, in Texas, I'd like see a girl's purse. I'm like, you could have a gun in that purse. Like, it's such like, just like a crazy thing to think of. And I'm like, some people are crazy. Like, yeah. So I feel for you guys. I feel for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember when, was it the Joker? What was Batman?
Yeah, Batman. Yeah.
That like I did not like going to the movies for years, and like I would be I'm also somebody that is like extreme paranoia at all times with my health, with my safety. And I remember I made my friend Maddie leave the movies because a strange man was sitting there by himself, and he looked like suspicious. And then she was like, he just wants to go to the movies by himself, Sav. And I was like, I don't know. And so we left. But it was also a scary movie, so I feel like my anxiety was heightened.
Better to be over paranoid than the reverse. It's so funny, like the random things you do. Like after that happened, I only would sit at the back row for like a couple of years of a movie theater, because I'm like, at least I can see everything in front of me.
Know where the exits behind me.
Just like, did you ever watch The Ring?
No.
The movie, you know, like when she like crawls out of the TV, that horror movie.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, the moral story: she crawls out of a TV, and younger Keltie was like, but she never crawls out of the TV when it's on. So my rationale was like, as long as the TV's on, the girl from The Ring can't crawl out. So if I was ever home alone, and this to this day, like I'm finally over this, and like every once in a while I'll see a TV that's off, and I'm like, I gotta turn that on. And like when I was a kid, I would go home, you know, I was grade 7, and as soon as I got home, turn on every single TV in the house, because I'm like, I'm safe. The TVs are on, and so I wonder if I find like I
didn't watch this.
Yeah, so like, but it's just funny the things we rationalize that would not help. Just like I'm like, as long as I'm in the back row, I'm fine. I'm like, that's probably not going to save you if this is what's happening. But it's just like, oh, I feel just like when you're paranoid, the weird things you have to do to comfort yourself.
I agree. I feel like Paranormal Activity did that for me.
Oh,
And it was horrible because it was just like recorded on security footage. And then also it was like pots falling. Pots fall all the time, but I will never not think about Paranormal Activity now when like random things move in my house.
Oh, definitely. Just little things like that. But
it's the little things.
What's your hot take?
Okay, I don't have a hot take, but what is your top 3 TV shows that live rent-free in your brain?
Oh, live rent-free. Well, randomly Gossip Girl just popped up in my head. So I feel it lives rent-free and like we reference it so much.
Okay, what is like your favorite?
Oh, favorite.
Yeah.
Ooh, on the spot. I mean, I gotta say Game of Thrones because that was such a good one. Like that's a tough one to beat that. Top.
Like someone's like, I've never watched TV in my life. What are you telling them to watch?
Okay, Game of Thrones, Friday Night Lights.
Really?
Yeah, so good and so nostalgic. It's just like the perfect.
Who was that hot guy?
Oh my God, what was his name?
Tim?
Yes.
No. Tim.
Yeah.
Well, he was attractive, but no. Who's the guy that's a bad guy?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. His name isn't. Oh, I forgot. But who we're talking about?
Super hot. He had like long hair. Like Sawyer or something? Or no, that's Lost, I think.
Tim Riggins.
Tim Riggins. Yes. Okay, you're right.
My God. I thought it was Tim. You were right.
Yeah.
And then my other one, then probably this is like I don't even know if I would enjoy it anymore, but in the day it was everything to me. One Tree Hill.
Oh
my God.
Agree.
So good.
On TikTok.
As like a basketball player too?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here's the toxic thing about me when I watch any TV show that has like drama, rom-com, but has sports. I will skip through the sports. One Tree Hill, I had to skip through so much of that because I hated how much they talked about basketball. And then Friday Night Lights, I loved the romance, but I had to skip through all of the games. I never really knew if they won, never really cared. But I loved the storyline. Yeah. But One Tree Hill, they like just had their reunion of like 16 years. I heard
about that. Yeah.
I saw like Nathan and Haley talking to each other. I want to listen to her Call Her Daddy episode. Apparently she was in a cult.
Oh yeah, I need to listen to that.
She's stunning. Gavin DeGraw, I was obsessed with him from just like him singing the theme song. I didn't see Chad Michael Murray at One Tree Hill now that I think of it though.
Were you in love with Nathan or Chad?
Nathan.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, of course. Nathan's a winner. Except he does kind of get like lame near the end, doesn't he?
He does. But then like Chad Michael Murray, what's his name again in the show?
Wasn't he like a cheater?
But he was like the bad boy, I mean? I feel like Chad, like Michael Murray, his character was the one
he was hotter in high school. Nathan was not hot in high school. He got hot.
He was my type though. I don't know, at that age, I was like the whole time, I was like, oh my God, yes, that's my dream man, right?
Yeah. I'll never forget when Peyton gets like stalked by that like other guy that really looks like her brother. That like lives rent free in my brain.
I need to rewatch that. That's a show. It's like enough that I'm like, I don't remember any of this in the best way that I'm like, I could fully rewatch it.
And it was like so like poets all the time. Like they were always having some insightful thing that they end on and you're just like, you're totally right when you're 12. Yeah. I remember I would like cancel plans with friends in high school so I could watch One Tree Hill because I thought they were my friends.
Oh, we all had those things. I just remember it being the perfect show because like you said, either it was romantic and I just wish I was there. Also like the town seemed like such a cool town to live in, like so cozy, so folly. Yeah. And then also like the only sport there was basketball and I played basketball. So it was like the perfect show in my mind. But what are your 3?
Okay, my top 3 shows that if somebody was like, I have never seen TV, what should I watch? One Tree Hill, Vampire Diaries, and I weirdly really love Outer Banks.
Okay.
I like love that show. I just think it's so, we started rewatching it, just like it's so cheesy, but it like makes me cry. Like literally Michael's like, are you seriously crying? You know this person is not dead. And I'm like, yes, I can't help it. Like it's just like one of those cheesy shows, just like One Tree Hill, but Vampire Diaries will forever live rent free in my brain. Did you ever watch it?
I only watched the first 2 seasons, then I fell off. And I did love it, but then I just fell off. Yeah. It was one of those I gave up on.
Those men will always be my type. But my friend, she's Brazilian, and so she hasn't watched a lot of American TV. So she's watched like Sex and the City. I like tell her all these other shows to watch, and those are the 3. I'm like, you must watch these in American culture.
Love. It's good to know. I think you have another hot take for us.
I mean, it's wintertime, and I want to hit my reading goals. So... Any Rex?
Ooh, so what are you reading right now? While I pull up my Audible so I can see if I got.
I feel like we have very different ideas of reading.
We definitely do.
So I'm a little concerned, but I am on the Throne of Glass series. You guys, I am 4 books in, and I'm still bored out of my mind, but I'm pushing through and reading. Definitely helps me fall asleep at night. I do love any thriller, psychological thriller. Frida, that's great. Any like Colleen Hoover-y, mystery, any romance I'm quite happy with. Like I pleasantly loved the high school book, The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Okay.
like last year.
Yeah. I kind of giggle because I'm like, everything I'm just looking at them, I guess, you will hate.
Okay,
like, just here the recent, like, these aren't my favorite books. These are the recent ones that I loved. Okay, I'm so embarrassed I'm about to even say this, which was the one I just finished. The Invention of Yesterday, which was like, this is going to be crazy with all the war going on and all this and the Palestine and Gaza and all this. And like, I feel so like, I don't understand the world. And even like, I heard like a couple years ago that like Muslims acknowledged Jesus Christ existed. I was like, wait, all the religions acknowledge each other? I thought they were like completely separate. I realized like how oblivious I was to history. So I was like, I need to read some books that like start from the dawn of time. And like, I want to hear when this religion started and when this government started and all this. And like, I just went on Reddit and like, they recommended that. And it was like a long read, but I was like, oh, I kind of know this empire and then that. And this religion was created. And I was like, so I found it very like,
that's cool.
And it was, I don't know, not everyone's going to find history. And I'm not like a big like history nerd, but I was like, it was a fun educational that I'm like, at least I have a time frame of the world now when I hear things. So that was one. I'm reading The Longest Race, which is about like all the drama that went down with like Nike, not abusing is like being obnoxious, like being dramatic. Actually I kind of use that like almost borderline abused a lot of their female runners.
Oh, wow.
Like dropped a girl because she got pregnant and like encouraged like under eating, overtraining to like these extreme unrealistic expectations and like at the Nike headquarters in Oregon. So that's the one I'm reading right now. That was interesting. I did read Rebel Rising, her memoir. It was just kind of, it was like, and he was like the Britney Spears, and there's like, I'm not like, you have to, but I noticed you wanted that. So I was like, it was another one. And honestly, I love the Steve Jobs. I love a bibliography about like anyone like that. That's like really, and like, I'm such an Apple fangirl. And like, I love hearing creatives' minds and like, he's crazy. But it's interesting to hear like, how does someone create that? So that was a good one if you want like more. The Rebel Rising is the trash bibliography and actually like, okay, let's hear of a mastermind of our generation.
See, in my mind, that would be educational. Because it's not like fictional.
Yeah, I'd say
like I'm such a fictional girl right now.
Yeah.
But I do like bibliography. I do like a little self-help, so I think that's good. Yeah. Okay. We got some options for some girls.
There you go. Some quick ones. Those are recent, so.
Okay. And also, if anybody ever wants to check out, go to Goodreads.
Good idea.
I love Goodreads just because I like to see how many books I've read.
I keep meaning, because Audible shows how many you read. I like, or you know, cool. I put it on there, but I need to just put on Goodreads so I can actually put things I read, not just Audible. So I keep trying to start a Goodreads and then I fall off.
Yeah.
But speaking of falling off, it's a new season. Some of your fall habits might be falling off. You might want to be introducing new habits. And like, we love the seasonal habits here. And especially like, there's something so refreshing. And like, don't force eating a salad in the middle of winter kind of thing. You know what I mean? You're like, that sounds obnoxious, but like a hearty soup in the winter. So we're talking those kind of habits of like how we incorporate some healthy habits into the new year. And the first category is nutrition. So what are some healthy habits for winter you're doing in terms of nutrition?
Okay, nutrition. So for me, I feel like I really struggle where like I'm like a creature of habit. And so I really want to get better at just cooking in general. And so my goal is to do one new meal each week. It doesn't have to be crazy. It could just be like this easy meal prep thing I saw on TikTok, but one a week that I prep. So that way I can like have a Rolodex of what my favorite recipes are. Like every human has this where it's like, oh, you love, 5 staple meals. Like I always make chicken enchiladas. I always make pasta, like whatever, right? I want something to add to it that's like easy, fun, and just not boring because I really don't like that about myself. I'm 29 and I don't know like how to cook anything else other than 5 recipes.
There's a little hack I started doing with Canva. So I have a Canva account and you can just find like recipe books. I got recipe book. I got the one that was prettiest. And every time, like me and Megs have a few of our signature meals and I put it in there. So it's kind of like a thing to document and it helps to document like, oh, I have this. And when you need to refresh, like, oh, we made that cool ramen last year. Let's make it again. And it's like, you look up to like people who are a bit older who have their go-to taco skillet and all those things. I was like, I want to start building that, 50 recipes and like your own little at-home cookbook. So you can do it really easily on Canva.
Love it.
Now mine, it's a little unrealistic, but I also think it can be done realistic and we don't realize it, is getting blood work done because, and hear me out, I think a lot of us are told like, eat this way, and it's like a lot of pressure. But with that, it's not, you could eat one way and you're like, oh, I'm eating vegan and all this. And like, I could try that, but then like, it doesn't help me because I actually needed more vitamin C or like that wouldn't correlate. But you know what I mean? Like saying like that. So you hear this, but we don't actually know what we specifically need because we just hear advice from other people and it might have worked. And I think the best thing you can do is like, go get some blood work done. Now I've heard like, you can go get a full panel on that and like if your doctor writes that off and you have insurance, that's amazing. But a lot of people that'd be out of pocket. But you can even just go like 1 or 2 things. Like I recently did a blood work video a couple of weeks ago, and someone commented, they're like, oh, I was having no energy, and I went and just paid $40 to get my vitamin D tested, and I found out it was really low. And she was like, I completely changed a bunch of things, supplemented, got some sun, it's back up, and I have my energy. So it was lucky that they figured out. But like, talk to a doctor, see if there's a way you can get work to cover it, or just like do a baseline blood work. And like, I've done that recently, and I was like really low in omega-3s because I was traveling, I wasn't paying attention, and I was like, instead of like hearing all this advice, I was like, how do I just incorporate more fish into my diet? Because that's what I need, not what someone else necessarily means, because you could be eating fishy every day and you're like, I'm good there. So like, really trying to find ways that like you can find what works best for you. And one easy way is blood work if you have resources. And of course, $40 is still expensive for some people, but I think that can be, it's not as expensive as you think it is, depending on the resources. So just do some research and find if there's a budget friendly way to do it, and figure out what works for you.
Cool. Okay.
Next up, nutrition. So then you got to talk about the next factor. Fitness, of course. What's your healthy habit there?
Okay. I want to get back into running again. I have fallen off the running wagon, you guys. Hear it from me. I have not been running. I've tried to go once a week, but I just haven't been loving it. And that's okay. It's like, give yourself a little break. But this year, it's like my goal is just to get back into running. I don't want to run a marathon. I don't care to run a 5K, 10K, whatever. I think that's great. But if that sounds too daunting, like it does for me, I just want to try and incorporate it again at least once a week and just like slowly get back into it. And then on top of that, try and like incorporate an early workout in like once or twice a week. So like when I've been staying with Keltie, she likes to work out at 6 a.m. So we've been going earlier, and it's really nice. And I think I was like, oh, I just need to improve my morning routine of how I wake up. I roll out of bed and then I go straight to the exercise. Maybe I get up a little bit earlier. But it's tough when you're on East Coast time because it's like you are so early from everybody. So I don't know, but I know at least once a week I'm going to start running again. And then I'm also going to do like maybe make it a morning thing. Right and there. Then I just kill 2 birds with one stone.
I was going to say do an early run. And then it's like one thing. And if you'd like the early, then your next workout, make it early. So I think I like that. 2 birds, one stone. Mine is getting back in just a simplified, classic weightlifting routine. Now, a lot of us are in our like running era. Myself and Sue have got that. I got my yoga, I got my Pilates, and I still do weights. But I think like we're always trying to like, oh, do this mobility and this, and like not that. And like sometimes I just fall off weightlifting. Like it just gets out, and it's still something you should do. And it's not like I'm just like, oh, it's not as much routine. And you look back in a week, I'm like, I only did 1 weightlifting session, and I was like, I'm going back to like just the basics for a little bit. Like I'm gonna do some lunges, some chest press, some pull-ups, like the basic 8 exercises, like just the most bang for my buck. And I'm like, I'm just going to do those 2 to 3 times a week till that routine's back, and just work on a little progressive overload. Cause I want to like put on a bit more muscle again. Like I was really good at the beginning of the year. I put on some great muscle, and then the summer happened. I kind of fell off, and I'm like, and it seems so overwhelming right now to be like a fully structured weightlifting. I'm like, I can't be bothered. Work is such a stressful time with work. So I'm like, simple: lunge, chest press, squat, deadlift, push up, shoulder press, some ab workouts. Boom, done, simplified, couple times a week, and just go from there.
I love
Keep
that.
It simple.
Yeah, get back into it. Okay.
Next up. Now, we don't always talk about this on health, I feel, in like health and wellness, but I think financial health is a big thing, because if you're stressed about finances, you can't be healthy, like mentally, physically. So what are just some financial healthy habit tips for people?
Okay, well, a habit that I want to develop is not buying instantly online. I am that girl right now. I don't know why. I'm not one to really shop around, but lately, if it's like something I really want, it's not something I need, I will buy it instantly, where I'm like, maybe just practice a little bit of patience and just seeing, oh, is this something I actually want? Because by the time it comes to me, I'm like, do I really care? I don't know. So just like sit on something, unless it's like, limited edition, but just those little things that I'm like, I really don't need. They're like these silly things to add to my office or whatever that I'm like, I could live without and just not waste my money, and it's not as cluttered.
I like that. I like that. Mine is, here's a little hack I have. I am really tempted by flashy objects sometimes. Same with like exactly what you're saying, is like the ads these days are so good. That's the problem. It's back in the day, like an Instagram ad, or you could just like scroll past. Now I'm like, that is the exact thing I need in my life. And I never saw, and you see a gym girly wearing it, you're like, I do need this item, and it's overwhelming. And emails you get from your brands, I want to know, because Lulu and Skims, like my favorite brands, launch these new things each week, and I want to know because I'm waiting for Skims to launch their holiday line. Like, so I'm subscribed to all this, so I want it. but every day getting bombarded with it, I'm constantly in this, like, I need to buy something. And it got exhausting. And so what I did, now unsubscribed from everything. I went and unsubscribed, took so long to every single email list, even like my Lulus, my Aloes and all this. And I created a fake Gmail account. I made a fake Gmail account and went and rescribed to every single one of those. So it's more conscious. It's not like subconsciously I'm doing work and like, oh, what does Lulu have? And you're like distracted and suddenly like I wasn't going shopping and like, because there's nothing wrong with shopping inherently. You're allowed to go have fun. But now I'm like, I'm opening up my shopping Gmail. This is what I'm looking. I'm going to get bombarded by ads and I'm looking for what's important. And I look through everything. And then once you look at everything, it's not like there's something about it. It's like all I remember was that one aloe blank or whatever. So I was like, something about that has like curbed my shopping so much. Just like, but you still get to hear what's new, but it's more of a conscious choice versus I think the subliminal ads we get so much, or it's like where it's, because then you like, you go shopping when you shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, there's a little break from work, this versus you're like, it's Sunday, it's shopping day. So there's my little hack.
Okay. I love that. It means I just got to stay off of TikTok.
That too. And that actually, I also do that. I just want to give one tip. I do that with TikTok and Instagram. I have like fake accounts that are like my influencer ones. So like I have my like personal ones that like I have a work one, I have personal, and I have a third like trashy one that like this is where I watch my skincare girlies, the fashion girlies, the ones that like influence me to buy stuff, and I only follow them on that because I go in, I'm like, you're about to be influenced. And then my other ones, like I just make sure anytime anyone like that comes, I'm like block. I don't want to see this. So like my like Instagram is so like just dogs and my TikTok is so much dogs unless I go on the shopping account, and you can like force your algorithm to do what you wanted. And like, which is so there's a little tip.
Well, there's this TikTok thing where this girl was sharing that like this random huge influencer had blocked her. Like randomly. And she was like, I didn't know this girl thought I existed. Like I was this new girl. It's Anna Starr. And so she was saying like, oh, I had no idea. Watch it be you where you block someone and they're like, Keltie O'Connor blocked me. It's just because she doesn't want to be influenced by you buying.
I will say I haven't blocked anyone on my like main account. So like I mute. And like I'd say like don't, and if it's a random, I'll just say don't show me this account. And it's for that very reason. And they follow my other, but it like that's just the mute or don't show. Like you don't have the full block on my like private ones like that have like my...
And Keltie's blocking your ass.
Then I'll block. Like no one is in my random like personal account. I'll block there. But on my main, because I exactly for that reason. I don't want anyone to buy. I'm like, I still support the girlies and I still go to their pages. I just can't. They're too good. They're too good. I need some separation. Okay, next up, speaking of all that, mental. What are your mental health habits?
So my mental healthy habit I'm trying to bring into 2025 is I really wanted just like, or even I started doing it myself this year where I want to do things more independently. So I just feel like I'll do a lot of things with my friends, with my partner. And I'm like, you know what? I really want to try and like learn things that I personally like to do. Like you love to be a DJ. You love music, right? That's like your thing. It's not Meg's. It's not your friends. So I just started doing that, like reading. I mean, I go spearfishing and snorkeling with my friends, but I also do it on my own. Nice. Skating, like things like that. That's just like running and working out has always been like an independent thing I've done. I just wanted to like learn more about what I like, not what I'm influenced to do with friends.
I love that.
And just like, I just think it's good to spend time with yourself and like you grow in different ways and you become confident, because there's nothing worse than when someone's like, I can't even go for a walk on my own. I don't like it. I'm like, I don't want to be that person. I'm like, I want to be someone that's like, oh yeah, like Michael's gone for the weekend. Like, no worries. I'm going to hang out with myself and like just have all these different things that I like to do.
And it's a nice reminder of like, what do I really enjoy in life? You need those spaces to realize like what's important, what you really, and obviously you do those with your loved ones. It's a nice reminder of like, we're given so many opinions and there are a lot of great opinions, but it can be overwhelming. And so sometimes it just gives you that time to be like, this is how I really feel. This is what I enjoy. This is what I want to live my life. And I think that's important.
Yeah, I agree.
Mine is to do nothing. This is my new thing. I think I've talked about it, but it's just like in this time of year, you're going to be told to do this and do that and be productive. And every second of your day has to be productive, but just scratching out an hour or two, maybe something on Sundays where you got nothing planned. And that's the point. Get bored. Don't fill every second of your day with productivity and grind and like, and even like working on your mental health. This is the irony. They're like, work on your mental health, meditate, journal, call a friend, gratitude. It's all like, do more. And like half of us are doing too much. And so it's like, maybe just don't. Like maybe just step back and do nothing and like sketch that out. And it sounds crazy, but like I'm trying to incorporate a little of like challenges of like I'm not incorporating anything new into this week. I'm just going to do my routine. This week, I don't have to learn about diaphragm breathing. I know you heard about that, but you don't have to. Just live this life and enjoy. And you're still naturally, you're working on things and growing better. And I'm not saying like do actually nothing, but moments of like not that pressure of like every single day, every single thing you do has to be better and better and better. Sometimes you just gotta be.
Yeah, I agree. That's sometimes work in itself.
It's harder
like
than
to force yourself to like be productive. Yeah.
And like the irony is like, even like when I do stuff like that, I'm like, I'm actually just gonna sit on this couch and read a book and do absolutely nothing. But then what do I tell myself? I'm being so productive. I'm recovering. I'm gonna be so. And then I'm like, stop. That's not the point. That like it's funny.
Yeah.
Next up, just a wellness or beauty tip.
Okay, my little beauty tip that I've really tried to do this year is doing like a weekly reset of just like hair mask. I've never done a hair mask until this year. Your girl was losing her hair and I was like, what is going on? And so I now do the hair mask. I've been taking the Nutrafol. My hair has like replenished. She's happy again. But I used to like be really rushed constantly with my makeup, my skincare, doing my nails. And I'm just like, if it's something I like just take your time, put on a Netflix show. The hair mask takes 5 seconds to do and then just wear it when you work out. So I've just really learned to like do those little things of like resetting your body and resetting something that like maybe it's exfoliating, what is it called? Full body shower? What is that?
Yeah, the
girl shower? Everything shower? And like just doing those things and just remember, like you said, slow down. I can be like, go. And then I'll like sloppily do my nails or I'll sloppily do my hair. And then I'm like paying for it and I'm losing hair because I am stressed out or something.
There you go. My last step is just a fun little cost-efficient way to improve your skin that we should all reminder is to wash your phone and wash your pillowcase. Now, we all know you should wash your pillowcase about once a week. And this is just a reminder, especially if you're a sweaty girl. And like, it also depends, like I'm someone who showers before bed every night. Like, and so like I can probably get away with like washing a little less. Versus if you're someone who washes maybe like showers in the morning, just realize there's a bit more dirt when you go to bed. So maybe wash it a bit more frequently. And another thing is like wash your phone. I was getting these weird pimples on the bottom of my phone because what do I do right before bed? The last thing I do is go on my phone. And so any dirt that was on, because I put my phone on the ground, I take a video, it's like sitting there. You know what? Your phone is disgusting when you really break down of like where you put it. And then it's all over your hands. And then I'm like put my hand on my chin. And so suddenly every night before bed, I just give my phone a little wipe down.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I stopped getting those pimples. And so I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of a gross thing to put on my pillow. So it's just a little cost efficient way to like, we spend so much time like getting the dirt off our makeup and all those kind of stuff and all this and these crazy skincares and these cleansers. And like, why don't you just wash your pillow and your phone instead of buying this new product? So there's an easy way to improve your skin. Swim. And last question. Just from our audience, if you didn't know, we have an Instagram. You can check us out on Hitting the Bars and you can leave us any questions you have for us and we'd be happy to answer them. Now, what is your favorite thing about where you both live? So what's your favorite thing about living in Puerto Rico?
Oh, there's so many favorite things. I would say the weather, hands down, and being at the beach. I can go to the beach at any given time and it's like so unreal there that I have to like I leave and then I come back even more grateful for where I live. So that's my favorite thing is it's just like it's paradise. It's where literally films are made for paradise. It's where like people vacation and I just love that.
Yeah.
What about you?
In Vancouver, I love the nature. Like it's so nice like whenever you're stressed to just walk down by the seawall, be at the ocean. Like we're so close to the Whistler, we can go and just like it has everything downtown Vancouver. So it's so nice. Any kind of coffee shop, any kind of shopping, like the accessibility of everything. And on the same time, the accessibility nature, like that's such a rarity. And sometimes it's almost a curse. Like you can have everything. We even talk like you're constantly like, oh, buy this and go this. And that's like, and then in Sweden, I think it's like the quality of life. Like there's such a reminder of even like the slowing down. Like my rationale, like slowing down is failing. Like, do you know what I mean? That's worse than that. But you go there and you're like, oh no, there's like the sense of calm and peace and like happiness. And I become so much more creative because it's almost like this space allows me, like, I don't really work on music as much when I'm here, I find. But when I'm in Sweden, it's like this breath of safety. And then I'm like, oh, this is a cool song and this. And like, and obviously being with Megs and like, but then my friends and family here and then Megs and our friends there and the people. But those would be my favorite things.
Okay, I love it. Well, that wraps up today's podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram. Leave us a review. Come say hi. Confess if you want. Confess your sins. Have a little confession session. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.